Hello everyone. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing channel. My name is Jikara and I am a spiritual healing facilitator, and I'm noticing that I'm looking a little close here, just trying to see if I can fix this for a bit. But for now, I just kind of wanted to just share with y'all a couple of things that I have up the pipeline. So next, if you're following me here and you're also going into my Instagram if you're going into Instagram every Monday, just know that this Monday I will not be live because I will be actually focusing on a women's circle, and that I'm going to be actually hosting with our beautiful friend Angelia. So just kind of wanted to let you guys know that that's what's going on. So if you want to participate in that, I want to invite you to go into the my meetup. I'm gonna put the link on the comments here. Hi, Cece, and you guys can sign up for that. It's gonna be like a ritual slash group healing type of session. So with that said, I just kind of wanted to mention also, if you are watching, so right now I have expanded into doing these recordings into or these lives into Facebook as well. So if you're watching from Facebook, on the description there's going to be like a little link that you have to click. So if you are going to comment something, so I can see your name, because otherwise I won't be able to see your name. All I'll see is like Facebook user or something. So please do click on that link. So you could just go in the description of, if you're on Facebook, and then just go on the bottom and click on that link, and then that way I can see your name. So hi Luana, hi Cece, hi Jess. So excited that you guys are here. And of course, today I have a beautiful soul who's coming in. She's been coming in every single month, actually, for the past couple of months, and she's been teaching us about crystals. So, who is Team Dawn over here? Let me know in the comments. Who is Team Dawn? Who's excited about Dawn coming in and sharing her beautiful gifts with us? So, as you guys know, we're gonna start first by the educational part of the entire session, and then after that we will do the readings. So if you want any readings, then you want to make sure that you stick around, because that's going to be on the second half of the session. Okay, so again, if you are watching from Facebook, just make sure that you go on the description of this video. At the bottom there's going to be a little link. Just click on that so I can actually see your name. So otherwise I'm just going to see Facebook user and I won't know who you are. So hi Edie, hi Luana. Yes, I'm excited too. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring our beautiful sister queen goddess over here, beautiful Dawn.
Hi.
Hi Dawn, how are you?
I'm so
Welcome.
good. How are you? Thank you.
Super excited to have you here, girl. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my screen. I don't know why it's so like on my face, but we'll see. In the meantime, it's okay. I'll figure it out while you teach us. But in the meantime, I just kind of wanted to, open up the space first of all with the offering that you have, because you have an offering coming up on Evolve Me.
I do.
And I just kind of wanted to just invite people, especially for those of you who have been following these live streams and you've been liking these live streams with Dawn, and you really love her connection with crystals and how she's inviting you to connect with crystals. Can you tell us a little bit about that offering that you have coming up?
Yes. February 24th, I'm hosting a workshop. It's Crystals for Self-Love. And I will be teaching all about specific crystals to help you support your self-love journey, how to work with them, ways to use them. I'll show you how to make a grid. We will create a little ritual, and then I'll close it with a healing for the group. So I'm very excited about this, actually.
I am so excited, like seriously, super excited for everyone to join. So what I'm going to be doing, y'all, I'm going to be actually sharing with you the link to the workshop. And I'll be sharing it on the comment section, so you'll be able, and I'll leave it also on the descriptions, on the description of this video later. But in the meantime, I will go ahead and add it here on the comments so you guys can join. And it's a very affordable workshop. I'm really excited about it. It's a very beautiful offering that she's doing. She's giving you a lot of value. So really, please do consider supporting this beautiful journey that she is inviting you to start with the crystals. Because the beautiful thing about this is that, well, first of all, I just love the fact that you're going to teach people how to create a grid. I think that's really powerful. And so then you can feel empowered into creating these grids in your own life. And she'll be available to ask if you have any questions about how to do this in your own home, and how to select the crystals and all that. I'm sure she's going to be basically covering all that stuff. So if you've been loving these workshops, live stream workshops that we've been doing, where she's inviting you to connect with crystals for your chakras, then you definitely will love this workshop. So so Jess says it sounds phenomenal. Yeah, so I hope that you guys really do enjoy that workshop, and please do support our beautiful and invite people who we're inviting here, because they're giving us so much of their time and their energy, and and we want to make sure that we give back tenfold, right? So we receive all of the beauty, and then we give back tenfold, right? So I just want to invite you to really consider the workshop. But we are here to talk about crystals, and today we further our conversation with crystals. And today we are talking about a specific chakra, which I am wearing yellow today.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I am celebrating the solar plexus. Now moving forward, I am using, I am wearing the colors on purpose, but unlike the first one. So today we're going to talk about the solar plexus and what crystals to use for the solar plexus. So tell us a little bit about the solar plexus, and maybe we can go into the crystal information. But what does the solar plexus represent for people and in their lives, and what they can be looking for in regards to what would need healing, right, in their lives that's affecting the solar plexus?
Yeah, absolutely. So the solar plexus chakra is located in your upper stomach. And it's connected physically to parts of our stomach, our kidneys, our liver, our adrenals, and energetically, emotionally, this is where we feel willpower, self-confidence, courage, happiness, joy. It's a very fiery kind of center, kind of chakra. It is the color yellow. A lot of times, this is also where you have your motivation, where you trust yourself, that self-esteem, self-worth. So if you find yourself lacking self-esteem, not having much willpower, feeling very angry, a lot of fear, second guessing yourself, just not feeling confident, not feeling empowered, chances are your imbalance is within your solar plexus chakra. And this is a big one. It just affects so many areas of how you sort of like present yourself and show up for yourself. If people are invading your boundaries, or you're just feeling as though you're just not trusting yourself and not really aligned with yourself, it's likely that your solar plexus is out of balance. So
So it's kind of interesting because when I think about the solar plexus, I also feel like it's one of those moments where we make decisions, right, that maybe when we make decisions that are not aligned with our truth, right? So it's kind of like that could be very solar plexus like, right? So if you're not feeling worthy, then you're going to say yes to things that are not really for you, or you're going to say no to things that are meant for you. So that worthiness is so important. At least for me, that's been a big part of connecting to the solar plexus. And I love the fact that you talk about the fiery energy. I was really connecting to that fiery energy today, and I was thinking about how it's just so powerful. It really just is this beautiful just expression, right? This outward expression of our personality. And so tell us, for example, if someone, let's say they're struggling with one of those things that you mentioned, and they wanted to work with the crystals, what crystals would you recommend to start with?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of really good ones. This is actually my favorite chakra to work with. One of the most common known crystals is citrine for the solar plexus. This one is extremely popular, and this is wonderful for working with your solar plexus. It has so much vitality, uplifting, positive energy. It's a joyful crystal, and it's good to work with. And then another one that is pretty well known is tiger's eye crystal. You can, this one is pretty raw, pretty rough, but usually you see it polished. But this is a really good one for that also, because it also has a grounding aspect to it to help you feel more grounded. And then another one is bumblebee jasper. This is really good for the solar plexus because it helps to remind you of your self-worth. And it also has a lot of that like positive energy, like that invigorating, helping you kind of capture that spark back. I like that one to work with. And a couple of others that you might have seen me with before here. Pyrite, very sparkly.
Oh
Very
yeah, sparkly.
yeah, that's a really good one for when you want to work with the solar plexus. And then the golden healer quartz is, we've probably seen this one before a lot. Very good.
Yeah, I adore the
Yeah,
golden healer.
yeah.
I actually have a well,
Oh,
mine is
I
a little
love
darker, but
that. I love that.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
keep it here with me all the time. So
that's
yeah,
nice. That's
I
really
love
nice.
this crystal. It's very, I don't know, for me it's just very soothing.
Yeah,
Very,
it's
very
very
soothing.
soothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's good for clearing all around, like all the chakras. Like it helps with that. So when you work with this, it kind of benefits everything else too. Um, and then a couple of other ones, honey calcite. This one is one of my favorites. This is really good when you're working with your solar plexus, the honey calcite. It's also very good at working to dissolve blockages. So when you're trying to bring things to the surface, I know that sometimes when I work with this and I lie down with it on my solar plexus, like I will feel nauseous sometimes if there's a
Oh
lot going on.
wow.
Like you can, this is a powerful one, you know. And then one other one that I really love is Mookaite jasper. This one, it's really good at also connecting like to the heart and the root while you're working on the solar plexus. So you kind of have that
Mm.
like anchoring in. I recommend checking out this one.
It's a beautiful stone. I
Yeah,
love I love I've never seen that one raw. It looks really beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And what's interesting is that it's not always yellow. Sometimes it's like a purple color, has
Oh
red to
wow.
it. Yeah, there's all different colors with that particular kind of jasper. I
Yeah,
like
that's
that
amazing. So
one.
so tell me a little bit about, for example, let's say I am ready to work with the solar plexus, or I'm recognizing that there's certain parts of me that are that could be potentially solar plexus related.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would recommend for people to do with a crystal, in regards to, you know, how before you mentioned, you know, to make sure that you sit with a crystal long enough? Can they sit with it a little less time than maybe for the root, or could is that something that you still want to sit with it for a certain amount of time?
Yeah, with this one, I would still sit with it. That's a good question, though. I would still sit with it for a lengthier time just because it is still in the like lower range of like with that thicker density. However, with this one, I would pay attention to how you're feeling when you work with it. You might not need it for as long, but I would still categorize this in needing extra time to kind of work through that energy.
Yeah, okay. So because I was wondering, you know, if it shifts, you know, from the root into the solar plexus, if there's any time shifting. That's why I was wondering. So, but
Yeah.
so what would you do? Like, can you walk us through like what would we do? Like what would be the invitation that you would give us to do when we are at home and we have, let's say we have the golden healer, we have the jasper, whichever one, or the pyrite, which I love the pyrite. It makes me think of glitter,
Yeah.
and it makes me think of like just being just loud and glittery and just show myself and shine my light. I don't know, it just makes me feel like that. At least
Yeah.
the pirates make me feel like that for whatever reason. So maybe that could be good for me. Maybe it's calling
Yeah.
me right now.
Right.
But what would you recommend for people to say, okay, well, I'm definitely need to do this. I definitely need to work on my solar plexus. Um, what would be the, like a ritual or a process that you would use at home, that they could use at home with the crystals?
Yeah, so with the solar plexus, I particularly enjoy affirmations or mantras with the crystal when working on that. For example, I am worthy, or I am courageous, or even, I'm awesome. I forgive myself. Things of that nature that connect you more to like that self-compassion, that self-confidence. So I would choose an affirmation that resonates with you and where you're at. I really love I am worthy. And you can sit with the crystal over your solar plexus, or lie down, with it on there, and say the mantra like over and over again. Say the phrase. You can say it out loud. You can say it in your head. You can put your hands over the area and just sit with it for a while. Really embody that feeling. Imagine, feeling worthy. Imagine yourself glowing,
Hmm.
feeling that, and do that regularly. I also encourage holding the crystal and looking in the mirror while you repeat that. I am worthy, I am courageous, I am fearless. Really connecting to it. And then if you want, you can write that on a piece of paper. For example, if you chose I am worthy, write it on a piece of paper and keep it under the crystal when you're not working with it, with the intention
Mm.
that it's, amplifying this way of being, this feeling, until you start to shift that. So with the solar plexus, I find that is particularly effective, and it has like a more sort of tangible way to kind of go about it, more hands-on. And also, when you're meditating, working through some of the root causes of it, some of the issues that might be around why you are feeling this sort of lack, the lack of self-confidence, or if you're feeling so angry, and working through that. But I feel that those phrases really help, because it's also something that you can do that's kind of easy.
Yeah,
It's not.
exactly. I think we sometimes tend to overcomplicate things. Like, I have to do it this way with this thing, and the sun has to be like at this angle, and it really doesn't have to be that complicated, right? Just keep it very
Yeah,
simple. And I love that approach,
yeah,
because if you think about it, we're living busy lives, and sometimes it's important for us to take this time to do that healing, especially if we're noticing in our everyday life that these aspects are showing up, and that we need to do some self-healing and some self-loving activities like this one.
yes.
So someone is saying here, we are worthy, we are courageous. Yes.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
that.
we
Yeah,
are courageous. Yes, we are worthy. So I want to invite anyone that has any questions in regards to the solar plexus. Maybe you are experiencing something right now that you feel it might be related to your solar plexus, and you would like maybe Dawn to give you some guidance. Please feel free to ask questions here. All the questions, there's no wrong question. All questions are good. We receive them with so much love and so much respect. This is a non-judgment zone. There's no bad question. All questions are good, right? So
yes.
if you have any questions, please let us know in the comments. We'll be happy to go over that. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
Dawn, so I am just kind of curious to know, we've covered three chakras, the three lower, so far, the root, the sacral, and now the solar plexus. So do you ever find yourself, for example, working on both at the same time? Like maybe you have an issue with the root and at the same time with the solar plexus, is there a way that we can potentially work with both at the same time as well? Maybe with the same, maybe if is there a crystal that maybe could be good for both? Or two, or both, like not only the root, but maybe even the sacral and the solar plexus?
Yeah, absolutely. And you can definitely do that. Work on multiple chakras at once, depending on how you're feeling. I mean, sometimes you might just want to focus on the one, the one
Yeah,
thing. But yeah, there's a lot of different crystals that would support that, such as the citrine. You can work
yeah.
on the solar and the sacral at the same time. The golden healer quartz, you can use both, like for both, and the tiger's eye for like the grounding and the solar plexus, absolutely. Even amber or copal, you can kind of use for like the sacral and the solar. And the Mukite jasper does root, solar, heart. So there are definitely crystals that support you using more than one chakra. You can also use multiple crystals, which I also encourage. If you wanted to use, one for your sacral, one for your root, one for your solar plexus. I mean, sometimes I'm covered in crystals when I'm lying down like all over. So you can definitely use more than one if you feel drawn to that. I think it really is where you're at and what is resonating in the moment. I mean, there's sometimes where I'm just using one crystal and that's it. Other times they're all over me. So really feel what you need at the moment, what feels good for you.
And do you think that wearing it, like, would that also help with the and I was actually going to ask you about this, because let's say we wear it, but when we wear it, um is it more, what is more, let's say, effective, just wearing it and just going about your day, or actually meditating with a crystal? What will be more effective? Because I don't know if that changes the intention, you
Right.
know
Right. So it's good for both to have the intention, especially when you're wearing it as jewelry. If that is your intention with the healing, to set that intention with it, that's very, very important. Um, in many ways, though, the meditating is more effective because it allows you to get more into like root causes and work
Mm.
through things. So you kind of will have to face some things, like feel it to heal it, as they
Yeah,
say.
feel it to heal it.
That's where
Yeah,
you're doing more of the like dirty work, I guess. But
yeah.
definitely wearing it also helps to support that, especially with the intention there. It definitely will still affect your energy and support it. So it's definitely still a good thing to do. However, when you're wanting to get into the thick of it, meditating would kind of be a little bit above.
Be the best, yeah, that would be the higher, the most focused
Yeah,
action you can take. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, because I was wondering, it's like, because I do wear crystals, I do wear them, and I was wondering, does it make a difference versus, because I do notice that when, for example, when we did the healing, and I've had healing with other people and they've used crystals, I mean, it does shift so much, when you do that, when you lie down and allow like the crystal to do the work. Of course, we're setting the intention and everything and sending the healing,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I just noticed that there's a difference. It's kind of like a difference. So I guess wearing the crystal will be kind of like a maintenance type of thing, It
Yeah,
would look like a maintenance
exactly.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And like extra support, extra intention, extra help.
yeah. Extra support. Yeah. So we got
Yeah.
some questions coming through here. So I wanted
Okay.
to ask you. So Jess is asking, is there a universal crystal that she can use?
Yes. So clear quartz is like the mother crystal. This is the universal crystal, and that is like the ultimate crystal that you can go to for anything and everything, particularly if you set an intention with it. I will say the golden healer quartz also works for all the chakras too. So if you wanted something besides clear quartz or in addition, you can work with that as well. So definitely there are crystals such as those two that would work with all the chakras if you wanted to, and it's
Okay.
more versatile. Yeah.
So hopefully that helps, Jess. So hopefully that answers your question. I know that the golden healer that I have I can use for all of my chakras. So it's good to
Yeah.
know. I did not know that
Yeah.
I could use them for all. So thank you
Yeah.
for that. I thought that it was only for the solar because it was yellow. So I was like, oh, yellow solar. So I was just kind of like focusing on the solar plexus.
Right.
But
Right.
now I know that I can use it for every single one. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. And so Cece is asking, oh, that's a good question. How do you choose the right crystal for your solar plexus?
So there's a couple of things. One, go with what you're drawn to. You know, crystals that are more yellow or orange are typically more aligned with the solar plexus, but also do a little research if you're going to the crystal shop or, you know, going online to see what the crystal is more geared towards. Because if you're working towards specific things such as self-confidence or courage or working to let go of anger, some of the crystals are better than others with that sort of energy, like matching that frequency, but they all, with your intention especially, can help get you there. So you can do a little bit of like asking around, like if you're going to the crystal shop, or just going with what you're more drawn to. You know, usually your intuition will kind of guide you to what it is that you most need.
And you know, it's so interesting that you're saying that because every time I've gone to a store, to a crystal store, and I know that I'm supposed to be there,
Yeah.
and I'll just be just looking at the crystals, and there's one crystal that calls me, and
Yeah.
then what I do is that sometimes I have information on there, you know, like they have the little paper with the information, but
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't. So then I'll just look at the name and I'll just look it up on Google. And
Yeah.
then it was something that I needed. It was something that I absolutely needed. So it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, just really that intuition. It's like almost like the crystal magnetizes you into it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, really.
Exactly. And you can also, if you're at the store, like hold it in your hand and close your eyes and just, you know, stand with it for a minute and see how it feels, if you even feel anything. So, and if you do, then maybe that's the one for you.
Cece's laughing, but she says she's drawn to all. I listen. I get it, Cece. They're all so sparkly and shiny and beautiful.
Right?
But listen, I'm telling you, sometimes, maybe just taking that extra step of closing your eyes and holding it and see how you feel and see how
Yeah.
they feel. I think that may help you
Yes. Oh my
because they're
goodness.
all so pretty.
They are. I always walk around the crystal shop with like all the crystals in my
You know, it's
hand.
like I
Trying to
love
see. I
them
know.
all. It's something. It really is. It really is an amazing thing. So Joanne has a question too. She says,
Yeah.
"How do you open all chakras if you're trying to open one with meditation?" That's a good question.
You mean, how do you open them all at the same time? Is she asking, or?
So are you Joanne? Are you asking to open them all or to open that specific chakra?
Well, in the meantime, and before she responds, if I'm understanding what she's asking correctly, you know, what I like to do is sort of envision each one opening as I like lie there meditating. You can imagine them as like a flower, like a lotus flower or a ball of light, anything that resonates with you, and then imagine each one opening as you kind of go down the line, and just, you know, filling with white light is a way to do that, if that's what she's trying to do. You can also, if you're working on all the chakras at once while you meditate, place a crystal on each chakra for each one while you lie there, to work on each one as well.
So I would think that, working on all is a good thing.
Yeah,
But maybe when you're starting out, do you recommend to focus on one at a time?
I do. When you're starting
Yeah.
out, I especially, unless there's something that you're absolutely needing to focus on, I recommend starting with the lower and working your way up to kind of keep you grounded as you're working into like the higher energies, like starting at the root and the sacral. Unless there's one that you're like, okay, this is really out of balance and I need to work on it, then go with that. But I do feel like focusing on the most relevant one at the time is usually beneficial, because you can give it more of your energy and your mindfulness.
So amazing. And I just kind of wanted to invite all of you who are watching this right now. If you're loving these conversations about crystals, then you definitely want to make sure that you sign up for the workshop, the self-love workshop with crystals that Dawn is going to be hosting at Evolve Me. And I'm gonna place this on the comments again for you guys in case it got lost on the comments. Just because I feel like this will be very, very powerful for all of us, actually. So to work with the crystals, and she's gonna be teaching you how to create a grid and how to do just a self-love ritual as well with a crystal. So it's going to be really exciting. So definitely do consider signing up for the course, and it's going to be coming up on you said the 25th, right, of February?
24th.
The 24th, February 24th.
Yes.
So there we go. So then definitely do consider that. I just kind of wanted to do like a little segue there and share this with you guys since I have you all here. Now, I have a question here that I thought was very interesting. Cece is asking another question. She says, do crystals have spirit? And if so, does that mean we can communicate with it? That's a very good question. I love that.
So yes, they do. They have their own consciousness, and totally you can communicate with them. You can channel messages from them. You can ask them for, guidance with your healing, hear what they have to say. I absolutely recommend connecting to your crystal and seeing what you get. I mean, even if you don't channel or anything, just sit quietly with the intention. You can talk to your crystal. They all have their own consciousness, and they all have things to teach, things to share. They're fascinating. I could go on and on about how exciting it is. So yes, absolutely.
That's amazing. And and it's interesting. It's interesting because they one of the things that I've heard with crystals is that when you sit with them in meditation and you talk and you set the intentions and you talk to them, like you'll start getting downloads too. Like downloads, what that means, y'all, if you don't know what a download is, it just means that you're getting a message, right? And that's going to come through any of your clarity. So it's going to be either through your clairvoyance, which is going to be your vision, like being able to have like an inner vision, you'll have like an impression of a vision, or it could be your clairsentient, which is going to be the feeling, and then, or it could be clairaudience, which could be like maybe you hear and no, you're not going crazy. It's almost like it's like an impression of a voice inside your head. It's not that you're hearing voices outside of your head. It's kind of like someone talk, like almost like having a conversation with yourself, but it's just coming from like you're getting information that you didn't even know where it's about. So I've heard that this is something that when you cultivate your relationship with your crystals, that this can also start happening for you depending on what wisdom has been stored there. And this happens a lot and this is kind of like out there, but with Lemurians, I know that with Lemurians, this happens a lot.
I was going to suggest, as one to start with, the Lemurian quartz, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds amazing. Yes. So you can definitely check that out. So Cece, I don't know, maybe you are feeling like you need to connect with Lemurian. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I have some questions here as well that I wanted to share here. So this is an interesting question that Gigi's asking. She's asking, do you use crystals in your right or your left hand when meditating? That's a good question.
Yeah. So this is interesting. Your hand that is not dominant is your more receptive hand, where the one that is dominant, like the one that you write with and stuff, that is the one where you sort of give out more energy. So if you're looking to absorb more of the crystal energy, then put it in your non-dominant hand. For a lot of people, that's like the left hand. If you're looking to transmute or get rid of some energy within you, then put it in your right hand or your dominant hand.
Yeah, so that's good. Thank you for that, because I've been putting it on the wrong hand.
Well, and the thing is, like, it's really not wrong. I mean, at the end of the day,
I know.
whatever you end up doing, what needs to happen should
That
happen.
makes so much sense. It makes sense that it's the left because, or at least for me, it's the left because the left is my non-dominant. So it makes sense that the left because it's I want to receive. So I want to receive
Right.
and definitely receive that the healing. So
Right.
yeah. So maybe y'all, if you were having a hard time connecting with a crystal, then maybe that's the reason why. I still receive on this hand, like I still can feel the energy on my right, but I'll start focusing on putting it on my left and see how that shift things for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I may see some openings happening.
Definitely.
Yeah. This is so fascinating. I'm learning so much with you, Dawn, and I hope all of y'all are enjoying all of this beautiful knowledge that she's sharing with us today. And that, and your questions that are coming through are amazing. Like all of these questions are so good. And I'm loving them. And so Peggy was asking a question here. She says that she's seen glasses with chakra colors like yellow or for solar plexus. Would wearing those along with the crystals help? That's a good question.
Yes, absolutely. It's like a form of color therapy, and I do this all the time depending on what chakra I'm working on or trying to enhance. I will wear a color, whether it's a scarf, a lipstick, a hair barrette, earrings, a shirt, paint my nails. Like, absolutely connecting to the color of that chakra is definitely recommended. It just amplifies your intention and the energy of the color. You're kind of immersing yourself in it. So absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I hope that answers also the question for Joanne, because Joanne was asking, do bracelets with different colors of the chakras are effective like crystals? So I think that kind of answers that question, Joanne. So hopefully that answered your question, my love.
Definitely.
And so that's really good. So also maybe even visualizing the color too can help, right? Like just as you're with a crystal.
Absolutely.
Okay, so CCS question, is crystal hoarding a thing? Yes.
Yes, it is. It really is. It really is. It is.
Yes, it is, CC. It exists. There's many of us who just get, enamored with the shiny, pretty little things.
Exactly.
So look, Gigi's asking a question here.
Yeah.
She's saying, I get massive headaches at a crystal shop. Why?
Yeah, so at the crystal shop, there is a lot of energy happening at once, and it's all different kinds of energy. There's grounding energy, high energy, there's all different energy. And if you are not particularly grounded at the moment, you're more prone to feeling it. So the next time you go to the crystal shop, either ground yourself before you go in, or wear or carry a grounding crystal with you. Set the intention before you go in that you are not absorbing any of the energy. Just imagine yourself in a bubble that is deflecting all that energy off of you. So there's different measures you can take to help with that. Because if you're not particularly grounded at the moment, then you can absolutely feel all that different energy, because there's a whole bunch of different crystals there. So, and they're all kind of hanging out and
Yeah. So, and then I think it's kind of interesting because that comes to show how sensitive you are, Gigi, to the energies. So yeah, and then I mean, crystal shops have so many. I mean, there's so many different types of energies with all the crystals. Like you're basically receiving all of that at the same time. I can see how that would give you a headache, because it's like all this energetic noise, right? That is basically coming at you. So yeah, so I'm loving these questions, y'all. Y'all have some amazing questions here. Because she's gonna have fun. I think she's gonna have fun with her Lemurian. If she's gonna find a Lemurian crystal, maybe you're gonna have fun with that. We'll see. Well, I would love to see what you experience with once you start cultivating that relationship.
And no, definitely. And I would add too, with the crystal hoarding, so to speak, the crystals, I'm being nudged to say this, just remember to always sort of show them gratitude, and like appreciation for the role that they play.
I love that. Yeah, that is true, because they really are there. They came to us for a reason. They're here to be of service. So it's always good. Oh my gosh, Peggy says she has 300 crystals.
Wow,
threw me off.
Peggy. Hi, Peggy.
Wow, Peggy, that's amazing. Wow. I don't know if I have that many, but
No, I don't know that many.
but I hope that you're connecting with or trying to connect with a lot of them.
Yeah.
So I love the question that Arlene has here. Arlene, I love this question. How can we best show them gratitude? I love
Yeah,
that question.
that's a great question. You know, there's so many different ways. Sometimes I just like thank them. Like I just talk to them and say thank you. You can hold them in your hand and say thank you. If you have a whole bunch, you can kind of put your hands in front of them and like give them energy of gratitude, of thanks and appreciation. You can clear them like regularly or give them some sunlight. Really just not to neglect them. You know, I know sometimes a lot of time will go by and there's one that you might not use that might not be on your radar. So just, you know, to occasionally just say thank you. You know, I tell them thank you a lot. So
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
that's so beautiful. I love the relationship that you have with crystals. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
That's so interesting. She had another question about crystals speak different languages.
See, I don't know. I mean, in a way, depending on the consciousness, but no matter what language they're coming from or you're coming from, it's still like the universal message comes across however you need to receive it so that you understand the message. I don't know if I phrased that properly, but
Yeah, that's a very good question. So,
yeah.
and because I never thought about it that way, like them having different languages, but that can potentially, so they're picking up your energy, like the energy of, because the language the language is just a construct that we've created, but really the
Yeah.
energy behind what we're saying is really what matters, and that's what they're picking up, right?
Yes,
So they really,
exactly.
their
Yeah.
language is energy.
Yes, that's better said. Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, Arlene, their language is energy. So she's asking about how have you worked with them with cancer patients? Have you worked with them with cancer
Ah,
patients?
yes. So that's a big answer. Perhaps maybe another podcast worth of
Yeah,
information, but there are different ways, particularly for support, particularly pain and emotional support. There's different ways to work with them to help with that as well. Because in those circumstances, there's a lot happening at once, you know, to address that can be addressed with the crystals, including emotional support, pain, that kind of relief as well. So there's a whole bunch of different ways to go about that with the crystals. It's a little bit more complex than I could probably answer in this moment, but
yeah,
there's ways, yeah, combinations depending on, you know, the situation. Yeah.
yeah. Y'all have some amazing questions here. Like you guys are blowing
Yeah.
my mind right now. And then Jess had this story about that she says she says yes, crystals have spirit. When I was learning polarity therapy with my mentor, had a huge crystal in his bathroom, and every class that I used the bathroom, I would pick it up, and it came to me a year. So like it came to you a year after
Oh,
the crystal.
wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow. I like that. Yeah.
So Arlene is asking, should I use the color of the chakra closest to the area affected?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. In this instance, if you're referring to the previous question, yeah, I recommend that. As well as I would do some grounding with the crystals as well for that, to help feel more stable, more grounded, more secure. And then yes, the chakra closest. In fact, you might even be able to get an idea of which chakra is directly connected in that instance and use the color of that chakra with the crystals. And I recommend using some for grounding as well, and some black tourmaline for if there's any pain to help with that as well, and selenite also for pain.
Wow. So that's amazing. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Yeah, so this is beautiful. I love these questions. And Arlene, you have some really advanced questions over here, girl.
I know, this is great. I know.
Love it. Here we are, like, okay, let's start small. It's like, let's go deep. I love it. And
Yeah.
and again, I just kind of wanted to invite everyone again to, if you want to work a little deeper with Dawn, and maybe you want to have a healing session with Dawn, and you can go into her website, healbydawn.com. And I'm gonna put here also, she also has an Instagram, so I'm gonna put her Instagram here, so you guys, well, I have it automatically with hers in mind. I have to clean that up a little bit, but it's a Heal by Dawn. So you can go into Instagram and go into Heal by Dawn, and also connect with her there. I've noticed that she's been very generous with us, and she's been creating grids on Instagram every single time for healing. So if you want to receive some of that healing, you want to see the grids that she's creating for us after our sessions, then I recommend that you check out her Instagram, Heal by Dawn, because she is been very generous with us, sharing her beautiful healing with us, and including us in those beautiful grids. So I'm so grateful to you, Dawn, for that. Seriously, it's something I didn't even ask her for this, and she did this out of her heart, and this is, it's just so beautiful to me to be able to share this with you guys, and then to just say that Dawn is a beautiful just partner here in this journey of healing with all of you. So so Arlene says, what's the contact, please? Okay, so you want to reach out. If you want to reach out to Dawn, you can do via Instagram, or you could also go into her website directly. If you want to go to healbydawn.com, and you can reach out to her directly there, and she'll be able to assist you if you have any deeper things that you want to work with her. Maybe you have a certain situation energetically that you may feel like you need some additional support. Maybe you've tried what's been suggested today, and you still feel like you need additional support, then please do reach out to Dawn. And I always want to just to really mention here, we want to honor the time of our beautiful people are coming here. They're coming and they're giving so much of their time and their energy and their support. So please do consider supporting them, even if it's just by sharing this video with someone that you love, or just sharing her information with someone, even if you don't feel called to get a healing by her, or if you feel called, and reaching out to her and supporting her, so that way she can continue coming and feel that she wants to keep coming here, right? We want to make sure that we support our people. So, okay. And so let me see. I see some comments here. And I just kind of wanted to make sure that I'm not missing any of your questions.
Yeah, I feel like there's still a lot.
Yeah. So Cece says, so with crystal healing, does the person you want to heal have to accept the crystal to receive the healing, or give permission, or can you just gift it to them? That's a good question.
Oh, interesting. So if you're doing healing on a person, it's really important to ask permission before you send someone healing. Like, very, very important that you ask permission instead of just sending someone healing, because they might not want the healing, or they might not understand why they're feeling a certain sensation because you're doing healing on them. So, that, you would ask. If you're just gifting them the crystal, I mean, I've gifted people crystals, and if, the rest is up to them, if they don't want it, or, then, but I think it's perfectly acceptable to gift someone a crystal. They might not want it or appreciate it, but that's a little different than sending healing to the person without their permission.
Yeah. So you could always, and then, I mean, I feel like when you are gifting the crystal and you tell the person what it's for, and then they have the option, right, to work with it or not. At that point, exactly. I don't think it's going to be a problem if you gift a crystal to someone. I mean, I've gifted crystals to people, and they may not work with it right away, but then eventually they get called to work with it. And then that's it, then that's them saying yes and giving that permission, so that you don't have to really worry too much about it. But yeah, I agree with Dawn in regards to sending healing to people. We always want to make sure that we are asking for permission. It's just an integrity thing. Any healer who can, that you ask will tell you the same thing. At least someone who's trying to live in integrity, right? Like they will tell you the same thing to make sure that you ask for permission. Sometimes what I've done in the past is if the person cannot give permission because they're hospitalized, then I'll ask their higher self for permission, and I will send their higher self the healing and not to them. So then their higher self is the one that decides if that's going to be dispersed or not. So then, you send that in. But that's just in those situations where maybe there's no interaction, there cannot be any interaction, then that's okay. But other than that, I would highly recommend that you ask permission always, always, always. So yeah, so I see someone. So I have Amy. She's watching us from Facebook actually, and she's one of my wonderful clients who I've worked with her in the past, and she says that she's all the way in Australia too. So welcome, Amy. I know, and I'm so happy that she's watching. And this is the reason why I wanted to extend these live streams into Facebook, is so that way you guys on Facebook can watch this as well, and not just stick to the YouTube. But she's saying it's 1:50 a.m. there, and she was called to watch, but she's gonna go back to bed. I'm sure she'll watch. It's all good, Amy. It's all good. We're happy to have you here, even if it's just for a few seconds. But definitely do watch the replay. So so these are really great questions. There's one last question here that I see, and then we will move into the reading soon. So if you have any additional questions you want to ask about the solar plexus, or or maybe you're struggling with working with the crystals. You've been maybe watching us for the past 2 times or 3 times that we've talked about crystals, and maybe you're struggling, or maybe you've had some questions about how to use a crystal for yourself. Don't be shy. Make sure that you ask the questions. We want to support you in whichever shape or form we can here. So Arlene is asking a question that is quite interesting to me, because I feel like I have felt that that's the case for me, but I'm going to let you answer that. So she's asking, crystals pick us?
Yeah, they do sometimes. They do pick us sometimes, and in different ways. I mean, sometimes someone will gift you one, as we were, previously talking about, or it'll just come across your path in some, random way, or you're at the store and it sort of calls out to you. They definitely do pick us sometimes, depending on what we need to work on, the kind of support that we need. And sometimes they leave us too. Sometimes it'll just disappear and then come back like a year or 2 later. So absolutely. Yeah.
That's happened to me, where I had crystals that just disappeared. I'm like, okay, I guess it was time for me to stop working with this crystal.
Exactly. Yep.
I haven't had one reappear yet for me, but they definitely have disappeared.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so that's so powerful. Really, that crystals are really interesting. I wanted to ask you this question, because I've heard about people talking about they like water too, like they like rainwater, or to wash them in water.
So most of them, yes. Some of them, not as much. Like with the selenite, if you put it in water for too long, it'll start to dissolve and get like a funky texture to it. So some of the softer crystals don't really do well in water. But the rest of them, absolutely. They like the water, and it's very cleansing, very purifying, and a good way to clear the energy. I mean, even like under the faucet, if you don't have like any other means, like totally you can do that.
Yeah, I love that. And I've heard that a lot. That they do love water. So I guess that's another way to maybe that's a good way. For example, like if you haven't used the crystal for a while, maybe that could be a way to connect to the crystal for a bit. Maybe like wash it, give it like a little bit of a washing.
Yes.
And put it under water, and and then dry it up, and then that interaction, I feel like that could also be that reconnection with that crystal, so they can feel that love. It's almost like you're caring for it, right? Like you're caring for, you're giving it that caring energy.
Yeah.
So I have here a good question. Arlene is asking, what happens if it breaks? What should they do if it breaks?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things you can do. Sometimes they break when there's been too much energy. Like if you've been using it so much, sometimes the energy actually causes it to crack or to break. You can do a couple of things with it. You can bury it outside. You can just work with each piece as opposed to the one whole. You can gift tap to a friend. Really, whatever you're feeling intuitively for that crystal is what you can do with it. But definitely, when it breaks, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that, there was a lot of energy in it. It was its time. So you can do different things. You can still use it. I would, before you use both pieces though, clear it a bit and allow it. Sometimes we drop them and it's almost like a traumatizing thing. So, clear the energy, maybe put it by the window and allow it to sort of rest, so to speak, before you start working with it. But you can work with both pieces, or you can bury it outside, gift tap to someone. There's all different things you can do.
That's so powerful. That is so powerful. I never thought about clearing it when it breaks, but that makes a lot of sense because it is a trauma.
Yeah.
For crystal. Yeah, I mean it is a traumatic moment. It's missing like one piece of it. It's missing its other piece.
Yeah, exactly.
So much sense. Yeah. Yeah, so that's beautiful. I'm learning so much with you today, girl. I love it. I love it so much.
It's so
Listen,
fun.
Sissy's asking, how do you store the crystals? I noticed some dust up and gets in the cracks of the crystals, and it's harder to get out.
Yeah, for some, I mean, I leave mine out in different places, but for some of them, they benefit more like in a more covered place, like whether it's like under like a shelf with where there's not as much dust, or in like a certain sort of container. I mean, really you can store them however you feel called to, but when they do, for those that do get dusty, if they're not too soft, then they could benefit from being rinsed in the water, or like you can wipe it with a very soft cloth, or a damp cloth. But if you can find a way to store the ones like that where they are covered, then definitely, that's always a good thing to do, because they do sometimes collect like that dust or debris. Yeah.
Y'all have some amazing questions. I keep saying it. And then there's right? Isn't this amazing? I just love all the questions.
Yeah.
It makes this really exciting and so and just so interactive. So
Yeah.
I want to thank each one of you for your questions in here. So I wanted to just mention a couple of things here that people are mentioning, just to kind of acknowledge them. So Cece says that she's had that situation happen where the disappearing and the reappearing has occurred.
Yes. Definitely.
Oh my gosh. And then Jess has said, she was saying, I do believe crystals pick us. I have been gifted some and have come, and some have left me as well. I have been working with crystals for over 10 years now. That's beautiful, Jess.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Yes. So then,
Yeah.
they do have a consciousness. They kind of like, they're like, okay, you're done with us. We're gonna move on with the next person, right?
Exactly.
And I almost feel like they have like this little spirit, like they're little spirits, right? Like just little spirits floating around,
absolutely. Yeah.
So Amy is saying, I lost the crystal from my necklace while working with my dad. I found it and asked me if I wanted it because he found it, and I knew I loved them. So funny. So yeah, so then you had it, you lost it, and then your dad found it for you. I love it.
That's
So
great.
hopefully you got to keep it and you felt inspired to keep it, Amy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, oh, look at this. So, I have here. So Edie, that's Edie. I have an outdoor fountain that I like dissolving selenite in. I feel like it charges the water, and then I will sometimes wash or leave other crystals in the fountain to recharge it.
I've heard there are people who do that. Yes, they sort of use almost like selenite water, so to speak. So yeah, that's always an option.
Yeah, I've never done that with any of my selenite, but hey, that's not a bad idea, especially if you're looking to maybe recharge the water and use that water to wash your other crystals.
Right,
That's a very good way to do it. So yeah,
right.
I love that. So yeah, so is there anything else that you wanted us to know before we move into the reading part of the? I know that we had so many questions here and we went little tangents.
I know.
But is there anything else that you wanted to focus back into the solar plexus and using the crystals to heal the solar plexus that you want
Um,
to say?
yeah, I would just say it's it's really rewarding working on the solar plexus with the crystals because it's a good way to take your power back and feel empowered again. So I definitely recommend, exploring with that and working on that if you feel called to. It can be very, very empowering the more you work with that. And, with the crystals and the color therapy, like the whole thing combined with the solar plexus it's a very empowering feeling. So definitely.
Mm. Yeah, so I hope all of you get inspired to use the crystals that Dawn suggested, and I still want to really invite you again to consider participating on the she has a workshop coming up at Evolve Me, and I'm gonna be posting it again here on the comment section so you guys can see it, you guys can check it out. But this is a self-love crystal healing course that she is holding on the you said the 24th of February, right?
Yes,
Okay,
7
because I said
p.m.
the 25th before. So the 24th of February, and she will be teaching you how to create your own grid, and there will be a little bit of also of a ritual that she will be teaching you how to do self-love, self-care ritual with the crystals, and you'll be diving deep into that beautiful self-care routine with crystals, which I'm so excited. So it's so aligned with what we're talking about today. So if you feel called to to reach out to Dawn as well. You can go into her website, healbydawn.com, and book a session with her. And also, I wanted to also invite you to go into her Instagram because you will get to see in her stories. She does grids for us every single time we do a session here. She's putting up grids for us, and she's including us in that healing. So please do go over to her Instagram and follow her and support our beautiful Queen Sister Goddess over here, who is basically just sharing her beautiful knowledge so freely and so lovingly with all of you. So please do go in and support her in whichever shape or form you feel called to support. So we're gonna start ending now the part of the educational section, right? And we're gonna end that part, and we're gonna enter into the exciting part, which is the readings. So who wants readings?
Yes.
Yes, Amy, she does have a Facebook page. You can go, but I think she's under Heal by Dawn, right? You're
Yeah,
under Heal by
it's
Dawn?
yeah, it's the same thing on the Facebook, the Heal by
Yeah.
Dawn.
So
Yeah.
Amy, you can go into Heal, but you can look her up, Heal by Dawn,
Mhm.
and she does have a Facebook page there, so you can follow her there. So
Yeah.
yes, so both Facebook and Instagram, Heal by Dawn, you can find her. Okay. And she says, "Awesome, thanks, awesome." So with that said, we're going to get started with the readings. Please make sure that if your name is not part of your handle, that you put your name and the question at hand, and then of course y'all already know that we have like this beautiful interaction between Dawn and I, where if I pick up something, I'll apply some healing if there's anything, and then she'll give you a reading as well. So please let us know in the comments your first name, if it's not part of your handle, your first name and also the question at hand. Okay, so your first name and the question at hand on the comments, and that's how we're going to be able to know that you want a reading. Okay, so make sure that you let us know by telling us your first name and your question at hand. Okay, and then of course, if you want a general reading, you can ask for a general reading if you want just that. Okay, all right, so with that said, let's go ahead and see. I'm going to check to see if there's anyone here. Okay, so I have Gigi. She says she would love a reading. Do you have a specific question, Gigi? Or you just want a general reading? She's hoping that her dad is 80 and he would have been 80 and she's hoping that he will send a message.
Got it. Okay. I'm being guided, Gigi, to pull a card from a deck for you, but then I'll tap in and see about your dad. I have a man here who in life was very almost old-fashioned, very believed in tradition, values, very moral. He came across perhaps a little firm, but he was still full of love. He was very proud of his family, hardworking. Does this resonate at all with you, Gigi?
She says absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna see if there's a message for you from him. He's giving me the impression that you might be having a hard time sleeping at night, as though you might be a bit anxious or worried about something. And he's trying to encourage you to find more of a balance because he wants you to calm your mind a bit more. He's giving me the sense that you might not always be energetically protected as much as you need to be, and that is contributing to this feeling. So he's sort of popping in to let you know that he does watch and does what he can on his end, but he's saying that you would benefit from like clearing your energy a bit more and protecting yourself so that you can be a little bit more centered. Right before I pulled this card, Watchers, and he's giving me the impression that in spirit, he is a sort of a guide for you in life. And so he's also giving me the impression that when it comes to relationships in your life, that it's important that you start vocalizing a bit more and sort of using your voice, expressing what it is that you need and want, and really sort of standing your ground and speaking up for yourself. I hope that this resonates with you. That's what he's saying.
That's powerful. And Gigi,
Yeah.
I went ahead and I tapped into your energy, and I do see here that there's some things that need to be cleared. There's some entities that we need to clear from your energy field. So I just want to invite you, Gigi, to take a moment to take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth as we clear these energies for you. Okay. So I see some energies that are attached that are also contributing to what the message that your dad indicated as well. So that was confirmation as well. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. Spirit, I ask you to please clear and remove and send to a perfect place. Thank you. Please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right. And I also see here some energies in your energy field in regards to complaining, maybe people complaining around you, or the energy of complaining, or you complaining. We're going to clear that from your energy field so that you can find a little bit of homeostasis in yourself, okay, energetically. I'm going to clear also some negative energies as well. We're clearing that. So just continue to breathe in. Imagine that you're breathing in white light, and imagine that light just being basically expanded into your entire body and outside your body. We're going to download the energy of wholeness, feeling whole, feeling complete within yourself. We're going to download that into your higher self. And I ask your higher self to disperse this as needed, so that it can be felt in the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. All right, so there's nothing else here. I see here that your higher self wants to apply the color gold at this moment. Color gold is protective. So we're going to go ahead and apply that color to your energy field. I want to invite you to continue to breathe in that white light, and now include in your mind's eye that gold light as well, and let it not only be within you, but also without. So allow this energy to just go through your nose and expand out into a beautiful orb of light, okay? All right, so thank you, Spirit. All right, is there anything else that we need here? I see here there's some stuff at the auric field. That's very common whenever we have attachments. Sometimes our auric field can be compromised. So I'm going to check to see what layer of your auric field needs clearing, okay? So we're going to check that for you. All right, so I see here the celestial body, okay, for you. So we're going to go ahead and I see here that there's 2 tears at the celestial body. We're going to ask Spirit to please apply healing and repair tears and bring back to health. Thank you. How many tears are in the celestial body for Gigi? Thank you. The etheric template as well. I see here that you have 4 tears. We're going to go ahead and clear those. Spirit, could please clear etheric template, repair tears, and bring back to healing. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So there's nothing else here that I see here for you. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self now. So I'm now disconnecting. I am complete. Thank you, Spirit. Please disconnect. All right. So that is it for me. Okay. I hope that this resonated with you, my love, and that you received that healing and that support. She said, thank you so much. Good. And then she said, that's my daddy. Oh, that's beautiful. That is so beautiful. So, yeah, so let's see here. I have Joanne.
Oh, hi, Joanne.
Joanne, hi. She would like a reading. And she would like a general reading. So she would like just a general reading.
Okay. Joanne, the impression that I'm getting is that there are some, incidentally speaking of solar plexus, it feels as though there is an area that could be, that kind of needs to be let go, sort of purged, released, as though there might be some stuck energy connected to sort of sadness, trauma, grief that is preventing you from feeling fully worthy, particularly worthy of receiving from others. So the impression that I'm getting is that once you start really feeling into this and allowing it to come to the surface, and I'm getting that it could be something that you have to do more than once to really let go of, that it will free up more space and bring in more opportunity and abundance for you, because right now you're not fully allowing yourself to receive opportunity, abundance, support from others, abundance from others, because there's part of you that doesn't feel fully worthy. And so your guides are encouraging you to work towards letting go of some of this stuck energy, stuck emotion, so that you can understand that you are worthy and allow to start receiving. And I received a card from the sea about receiving. Oops, can you see? And also the Two of Pentacles. You're encouraged to really find a bit of a balance with this, so that there's more of a give and a take, instead of you just constantly giving and not receiving. So.
That was powerful. And Joanne, I do see here that there's some discordant energies in your energy field. These are not, you don't have any attachments, but there's some discordant energies. What that means is that the presence of discordant energies may be around you, or maybe within you, that are maybe at the subconscious level. I see here some energies for you that need to be clear. So we're going to go ahead and clear that for you. I see some energy of unhappiness. We're going to clear that out from your energy field. So what I want to invite you to do, just ask your higher self that to receive, that you are ready to receive the healing. And I want to invite you to visualize this beautiful energy of just joy and happiness. Just imagine the color that joy would represent for you, or the color that happiness would represent for you, and visualize that color coming through your nose and expanding into your entire body. Okay. Okay. We're going to also clear discordant energies in regards to saying things that are not true, or people saying things that are not true around you, or maybe even not being true to ourselves, right? Sometimes we're not true to ourselves. So that energy can also affect our solar plexus, actually, as a matter of fact. So we're going to clear that for you, okay? And just really being aware of that integrity for yourself. So saying the things that you mean and meaning the things that you say. And so that you can elevate that energy and bringing always truth into your space. Okay, so we're going to clear that for you. And I see here that Spirit wants to download the energy of optimism for you. So we're going to go ahead and just think about, something that would make you feel optimistic about life at this moment, and just really feel into that. And I want to invite you to just close your eyes and just visualize something that you might feel optimistic about. Maybe you're not feeling optimistic about, but try to shift it into feeling optimistic about it. Okay. And we're going to clear that, and we're going to download that optimism into your energy field so that you can express that. I want to ask Spirit to download this energy so that you can express this at all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Thank you, Spirit. We are so loved and supported by Spirit. We have so many angels, archangels working with us at all times, supporting us. So just know that you're always supported. You can always reach out to Spirit for support. I see here that Archangel Uriel is coming forward, and he wants to apply the color yellow and color gold. So we're going to go ahead and apply those two colors for you. So just visualize these colors coming through and expanding into your entire body and outside of your energy field. Imagine you being surrounded by this beautiful golden and yellow light all around you. We're going to ground this into the ground, into your root, all the way to the bottom of your feet. Visualize your feet being grounded into this energy and beyond. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so that is all I have for you, beautiful Joanne. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. I'm disconnecting now. Thank you, Spirit. Please disconnect. Okay, and I am complete. Thank you. That's what I have for you. And then moving on, just please remember, y'all, if you want a reading, say what you want. What's the reading that you want? Like what type of reading you want, and then your first name, if your name is not part of your handle, okay? So that we can move into that. So let's see. I'm trying to see. Amy said I didn't realize we could ask for messages from past love. Anything from my grandfather or Nana would be beautiful.
Okay. Amy, I actually think I already have someone here for you, but I'm also being guided to just pull a card from a specific deck before I tap in. But okay, so the card I pulled is Fluid. May you shift and transform. And I have a woman here. She is giving me the impression that in life she was very almost regal in how she was. She was very confident, very empowered. She was, funny enough, almost like the epitome of the solar plexus chakra. Like, she definitely was bold, courageous, and it was also important for her friendships, celebrating her family. She's given me the impression that she may have even had a strong affinity for cats. But she's coming forward with a very strong presence for you. She's also given me the impression that she may have liked working outside or connecting to like different flowers. And so she's coming forward and she's talking about your creativity. And in terms of the card that I pulled, she's encouraging you to sort of go with the flow a little bit more and almost sort of surrender to the process, like allow yourself to not resist things so much and rather sort of go with the flow, go with your intuition, and sort of as the pieces fall, just kind of roll with it. She's also giving me the impression that there might be a little bit of grief as well that you are experiencing and wanting you to work to let that go, because she's showing that it sort of clouds like your heart center, as though there's this pain and this grief and this trauma that is still within your heart, and it's not allowing you to fully expand, particularly into your creativity and into the way that you express yourself, the way that you vocalize yourself. And she's speaking of there being a need for you to clear this, to do more of a clearing as well for yourself. She said that you will sleep better at night once you start to let go of this. She's also giving me the impression that it would benefit you in a relationship sense, particularly romantically, once you start to let go of whatever it is that you're still holding on to that doesn't belong anymore. So I hope that this resonates with you.
Oh my goodness, Amy. And to piggyback on what my beautiful Queen Sister Dawn said here, I see here some discordant energies that were that are part of your energy field right now. Some energy of conflict, and there's just that very just kind of like that conflict and that bitterness that brings that that conflict into our heart space. I'm seeing that for you right now, so we're going to go ahead and clear that for you. So what I want to invite you to do, Amy, just close your eyes for a second, just take a deep breath through your nose and just visualize this beautiful, just very soft pink light coming through, just soothing and bringing that compassion within yourself, that compassion within your body, your mind, and your soul, and just allow yourself to really expand that beautiful pink light into your entire being, all the way out into your energy field. And what I want to invite you to do is to try to continue to breathe that energy in and try to set that intention to for that energy to be anchored in your heart space, which is the which is the area of your love and compassion, which is right here on your heart space here on in the middle of your chest. Okay, so sorry, I got distracted with what's going on here on the things here, but we're still sending you this. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and download the energy of loyalty into your space, into your heart space. Okay. And I'm gonna ask Spirit to also, I see here the energy of trust. So being able to trust not only yourself, but also others, and trusting the universe that you are held and supported. Okay. We're downloading that for you. And I want to invite you to continue to breathe in that beautiful pink light and just allow it to just really expand all around you. Let it be a bubble all around you and let it be anchored at the bottom of your feet. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so then what I'd like to do here is to check, because I actually was checking here, Amy, for you. And she was talking about creativity, and I actually saw here in regards to your sacral, there were some things that needed to be cleared, which is kind of like going back to what she mentioned in regards to clearing. So, so if you want to reach out to me, you already know how to reach out to me. We can do a clearing. We can do an SRT clearing for you. A 1 hour session will be more than enough. We will be focusing on the sacral and anything that has to do with your creativity. Also, your sensuality, your sexuality, all of that stuff is related to the sacral. So we will be basically focusing on that for you. Okay. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect from your higher self now. I am complete. Thank you, Spirit. Please disconnect. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So with that said, we're going to move on. I am trying to go by the people that have, I'm trying to go in order, y'all. And I think I skipped someone. Cece, I skipped you. I'm so sorry. And then, yeah, I just want to invite you all, if your name is not part of your handle, please put your name. Yes. Thank you. This is to also help Dawn. Okay, so Cece is asking, or C is asking for a general reading.
Sure. So, see, what I'm getting for you as I'm shuffling right now, the impression that I have is that you're about to, something that you've been working towards is starting to come to fruition. And it's almost the equivalent of like a wish being granted, like finding yourself in a place of contentment, happiness, getting this thing that you want. And when I ask more about how to get there for yourself, collaboration is really important right now. So I have the Three of Earth here, which is like the Three of Pentacles. And it feels as though working with other people and connecting to other people, particularly people who share the same sort of vision as you, will be really beneficial right now. And your guides are stressing the importance of understanding that you already have everything that you need to make this finally happen, but it's as though you're going to be shifting into this better space. You'll be feeling much more content, much more satisfied, it feels, but you have everything already to make this happen. So now you're being encouraged to reach out and connect with other people, collaborate. And then I pulled this card, Woodwives, adaptability, and the impression that I have is it's much more beneficial to you right now to sort of go with the flow and be flexible as you're doing this, particularly when you're connecting with other people. There might be some differences in views, opinions. And so to be able to sort of adapt and be a little bit more flexible, shift your perspective as needed, but that you are on the brink of something really positive. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. That sounds so amazing. And for you, see, I did pick up some discordant energies, just one. And the message I'm getting from spirit is to, as you're transitioning, as you're moving through, just try not to feel when you're shifting things over and you don't know too much of what's going to unfold. Sometimes we get into a little bit of a panic, right? We get a little bit anxious because we don't know what's going to happen. So the message from spirit here is to don't worry, that nothing to panic about, nothing to worry about. So we're going to clear that for you. I'm going to clear that energy of panic, that panicky energy. So we're going to clear that. And what I want to invite you to do is just I'm receiving the message of blue and purple for you. So just take a deep breath through your nose. If you want to close your eyes, you can close your eyes and visualize this beautiful purple and blue light just coming through your nose and just really regulating your nervous system. We're going to regulate your nervous system at this moment, okay? That's what we're going to do. So continue to keep your eyes closed, and we're going to download a little bit of energy for relaxation for you. Just allow yourself to continue to breathe in that beautiful, those two colors, and imagine your body just really just relaxing in such a way that you're just becoming the colors yourself. So just visualize yourself just coming into a space of becoming that really beautiful, gentle blue and that gentle purple colors, as you basically become the colors and soften in such a beautiful space to where you can allow yourself to flow. Okay. All right. So that is what I have for you. I don't see anything at the auric field for you as well. So we are good here. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. So please disconnect. Thank you, Spirit. I'm disconnecting. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so let me see here. I'm trying to look, y'all, because I hope this resonated with you, Cece, and that you were able to receive. And let's see here. Trying to find the questions. So the last person that requested a reading was Erica, but Erica, you didn't indicate what situation you wanted to connect to. Like what is it that was your question? If you can let us know so that way we can help you. C says she received with so much gratitude. Okay. Okay, so she is saying I would love a message on the guy I was dating for 2 years. We're not speaking, and we've been getting and I've been getting some downloads. Just want to confirm that what I'm feeling is accurate. Okay.
Okay. So, okay. This just jumped out of the deck. It's Cosmic Womb. It's the Divine Feminine. I don't know if you can see it very well, but what I also got is this call, C-A-L-L. What I'm feeling is that it's as though regarding this person, there is this almost like a mismatched or competitive kind of energy, and as though things have been not lining up and almost like jagged pieces not really fitting fully, but that things are, they're almost shifting because there's this feeling of alignment, as though you are sort of stepping more into your purpose and your calling, and almost as though you're just sort of raising into a higher version of yourself, and this person is as well. It's as though you're both sort of healing on separate levels, which then is leading to the possibility of reconnecting. But at the moment, it's almost as though there is a resolution in sight, but right now everything is not matching up because things are out of alignment. But it's as though you are slowly working towards alignment the more that you work on yourself, and also embrace part of like the divine feminine aspect of yourself and do more of this inner healing, is the impression that I'm getting for you.
And I kind of wanted to say too, in regards to this, Erica, in regards to this person, I see here that there's certain, so all relationships have needs, right? We all have needs within a relationship. And so the message that I get from Spirit here is the message of acceptance, okay? Acceptance of what is, of what happened, and also acceptance of yourself in that situation, and acceptance of that person in that situation. Sometimes when people show up in our lives, you know, they show up and they ignite a lot of, you know, a lot of experiences that, you know, some are not as some are unsavory, let's just say, right? And when that happens is, you know, we because we came in, and we all do this, right? We all do this, all humans do this, where we come in with expectations and things in regards to a relationship, and then we forget that to accept what is happening at that moment, and how that person is really capable of showing up for us, because they come in with their own capabilities. So the message that I'm getting here is that of that acceptance. That's a current relationship need, even though you guys are not talking right now. But that energy of acceptance needs to be expressed within you for that energy to come back into homeostasis for you guys. Okay, that's the message that I'm getting as well. I'm seeing here also that there is personal growth that has happened in this experience, and there's an opportunity for growth as well for both of you. For him, and if you know, he would have to decide how he's going to apply that personal growth for himself. But for you, now that you're here listening to this message, really giving yourself that permission to see, you know, what parts of this relationship is this helping me grow as a human, and how do I want to continue showing up for myself moving forward, and how I want others to show up for me moving forward, if that makes any sense. So I hope that resonates with you, Erica, in regards to that. I don't see here. So I'm going to check to see, I'm going to ask Spirit if there's anything that needs to be clear between you and them. Sometimes there could be energetic stuff that stays behind, that it's kind of keeping us kind of tied up to that energy. So I'm going to check to see if there's anything here for you. So let me take a look here. Yeah, so I see here that, okay, let me take a look. Okay, so there's some aura rips for you. Is it for me? No, is it for her? So there's some aura rips that are related to that relationship that we're going to clear for you. So we're going to check and see what layer of your aura needs to be cleared, okay? I see here the etheric template, which is the very outer layer of your auric field. I'm going to go ahead and ask Spirit to clear that for you, okay? So just give yourself permission just to receive, okay? And I'm going to ask Spirit to please clear and repair the etheric template for Erica. Thank you, Spirit. And the more you connect to this situation from a place of curiosity, the more the more you will be able to move forward in your path, right? Like curiosity of how was this a lesson for me, right? And how this, again, that personal growth that I mentioned earlier. So, and that will also help with your auric field as well. That's the message I'm getting for you. Okay, so please, Spirit, clear and repair. Okay, is there anything else here? All right. So there is nothing else here that I see. Okay, no, nothing else. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self now. And I am complete. Please, Spirit, disconnect. Yes. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So hopefully this helped you, Erica. I know it can be so difficult when we're dealing with this type of situations, but just be patient with yourself and give yourself grace, as much grace as you can. Okay, so let's see. Jess, she wants a general reading.
Okay.
If I skipped you, y'all, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with all the messages because I keep all the messages from Facebook. They're coming from Facebook and YouTube as well. So please forgive me. I'm trying to do my best. Hmm.
Jess, I have covenant, sacred contract for you. And I also have here the Two of Cups and the Six of Cups. And I love this deck, by the way. The impression that I'm getting, it feels as though right now there is some anxiety that might be coming to the surface for you, some issues that are coming up, particularly relationship-wise, that are causing like some strife, some anxiety, as though things are coming up now that were not necessarily an issue before. And you're being asked to find a way to resolve this. And when I ask, like what it is that you need to know, what you need to do, the impression that I have is there's a need for you to reconnect to like being able to play, joyful innocence, like having fun, like fun without burden, carefree, remembering things from the past, like happy memories, creating these kinds of joyful, playful moments, because right now you're not fully in your power. And what this will do is help you to become more empowered, feel more confident with yourself, and it will give you more of an ability to use your discernment in this situation. So it's such a almost simple answer, but Spirit wants you to play more and find more joy right now. And from there, everything else will fall into place and you'll have the feeling of empowerment that you need to sort of navigate this. But what's lacking right now is taking time to just be joyful, like simple play, fun, the things that sort of light you up. They're really calling for you to explore them again. So I hope that resonates for you.
Oh, wow. That is so powerful. And I kid you not, Dawn, when you were saying play, quite literally, my pendulum went into recreation and play, which is one of the, there's one, so y'all, there's one specific place that I go to check if there's something that you need to clear on the Akashic records. And that was what came up for you, Jess. And that's exactly what came up exactly at the same time as Dawn was saying. So, I mean, Spirit is really wanting you to have fun, girl. So go on and have fun. But I do show here that there's some energies that need to be cleared for you that are at your energetic field. So y'all, when I clear these energies for you, I just want to invite you. Well, it's really not me, spirit. Spirit is clearing this stuff for you. But what I wanted to say is like this doesn't mean that I'm calling you this energy or anything like that. It just means that you could be potentially surrounded by these energies, or maybe you've had interactions with people that may have imprinted some of that energy in your energy field. Okay, especially if you're working with the public or you're working with other people, that can happen as well. So but with that said, Jess, if you want to do some clearing around recreation and play, I do show here some stuff at the Akashic level that can potentially be cleared for you if you decide to do that with me, or even with yourself, if you want to connect with your Akashic records yourself, whatever it is. But just really, pay attention to that and clear whatever karmic stuff. You don't need that stuff anymore, right? So we're going to clear some moodiness, moody energy. We're going to clear that from your energy field, so that way that is no longer affecting you. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, we got the energy of not being able to forgive. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. So clearing that from your energy field. And what we're doing here is we're downloading the energy of constructiveness into your higher self. And I want to ask Spirit to download to the consciousness system of Jessica, so that she can express this at all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. I'm going to apply the energy of self-forgiveness for you. Self-forgiveness, forgiving self. I'm going to clear that, and any blocks of self-forgiveness, please clear and apply. Thank you. Apply self-forgiveness. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, so I don't have anything else for you. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. Disconnecting now. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so moving on to the next person. Let's see. I see I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone. If I did miss you guys, I apologize. So I see here, so Edie, she said her name was Edie. So her name is Edie, Edie. And she would like a general reading.
Okay, Edie, so I pulled this card, Drifter, experience life as it comes. And I also have the High Priestess here for you. And the 5 of Air. And the impression that I'm getting is that there are situations where it's almost as though you're at this potential for a new opportunity or a new endeavor in your life, and it's almost as though you can sort of go either way, and you're trying to explore which is best for you, but you might be feeling some feelings of like disappointment and as though things aren't necessarily taking off the way that you envision them at the moment. And you're being guided right now to tap into your intuition a bit and allow that to guide you a little bit more than perhaps your logical mind wants you to at the moment. And to just sort of take it as it comes, moment by moment, and go with what you're feeling. You're also being asked to sort of step back and rest on things a bit, meditate on the situation a bit and listen to your intuition, because what the impression that I'm getting is that you're not tapping in enough to your inner voice to navigate you right now. And doing that will make things a lot more clear to allow you to know which direction is best aligned with you. That's what I have.
Thank you. And I am picking up some things here in regards to Edie. So I do show here there's some things that need to be cleared at the Akashic level for you. Some regarding health, and then the other regarding being seen for who you are. Okay. Sometimes what we do is that we put walls on, to kind of keep us from being seen, right? So then we are not recognized for who we truly are. We hide ourselves, right? We kind of hide ourselves. So that's something that is showing up for you in regards to that needs to be cleared at the Akashic Records level. And I do show here. So if you wanna consider doing a session, you can just go into my website and do that set. And then I see here that 1 hour session will be more than enough for you. And I also see here that there's some attachments that are at your energy field. So we're going to go ahead and clear those out to help you and support you in that journey of connecting to self. What happens that sometimes with these blocks or these interferences, it's hard for us to reconnect to that inner voice, kind of like what Dawn was talking about. So we're going to clear that for you so that you can really go back into and practice that guidance that you received from Dawn today. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. So please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Okay, I see here this essence of negative responsibility that is showing up. So we're going to go ahead and clear that for you. Sometimes feeling responsible for things that you're not responsible for can create sort of like energy blockage for you, because then you're no longer able to see with clarity what's really yours and what's really not, right? So and I see here the energy of appeasement as well. So we're going to clear that. These are negative. These are negative expressions of energy. So we're going to go ahead and clear that for you and bring them back to balance. So just want to invite you to just take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Receive that beautiful white light. I'm going to clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. There's some energies here that were affecting you here. Okay, so I'm also being called to check some other entities. So I see some hooks here. We're going to go ahead and remove those. We're going to remove hooks. Sometimes when that energy of responsibility, that negative responsibility and appeasement, that is related to hooks. So we're going to clear that. Please clear, remove, and apply healing. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. All right. So that is it for me. I don't have anything else here that is showing up. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. Spirit, please disconnect. All right. So do we have access? Do we have time for one more, you think, Dawn?
Yes. Yes.
So we're going to do one more. I'm going to try to find here through the this sea of information that we have coming our way through the comments. Marcia, let me know if you are still here. You're coming from Facebook, so I would love to do a reading for you. We haven't done that many readings for people from Facebook, so I want to make sure that we connect.
I see that. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I saw that Amy was asking what decks I was using. So while we're waiting for Marcia, if you want, I can just show her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot, which is one of my absolute favorite decks. This one I actually leaned on pretty heavily when I was writing my tarot book. I used the cards for a lot of the spreads. Like this deck is really, really cool. It's just like the Rider-Waite, except modern. And then I'm using the Good Tarot deck. It's really, really pretty deck. It's a much more softer, gentle energy, which is why she calls it the Good Tarot. And then the Shaman's Dream Oracle.
I love that.
This one is amazing. And then the Sea Soul Journey Oracle deck. All four of these I was guided to bring over before we started. So I've been sort of rotating between them, whichever one I'm guided to for each person. So I like that question.
Yeah. So thank you for so much for sharing that with us. Like I am so appreciative of let me go ahead and readjust that. Okay, so I think I don't think Marcia is here. Michaela says that she has a good tarot. So that's good. So let's take a look here. Oh, well, hello. Look, we have someone that's going to be here next week.
Oh,
Soul Vessel Mysteries is going to be here next week as our she's going to be sharing some beautiful sound healing with us. So I want to invite you all to come back next week, of course, for sure, to receive some beautiful healing. But I don't know if Marcia is still here. So let's see. Okay, so I have Asma. Asma, are you still here? Asma Ali. Let me know in the comments. Michaela, okay, Michaela. I was between Michaela or Asma, but Michaela, I didn't know if you were asking for a reading or not. So let me know in the comments if you're still here. And let's see. Let me know in the comments if you're still here. If not, then we will move on to the next person. Okay, so I think Michaela, you are the winner. Yeah. So Michaela, if you can, do you want a general reading, or you have a specific question? Let us know in the comments. And Michaela will be the last one to receive a reading, y'all. I know that y'all want readings. I know, but we will be back next Thursday to do reading. Excuse me. She wants general. She wants a general reading. Okay. So we will be back next Thursday, and then Dawn. If y'all want Dawn back, just let us know in the comments. Who is Team Dawn? Who is Team Dawn, y'all?
Okay, Michaela. So I have the Seven of Wands here for you. The Ten of Swords. A card called Held. about feeling the caress of the ocean. And I also have the Ten of Wands. A bunch of cards kind of jumped out. So the impression that I'm getting is that there's a situation right now that is keeping you from feeling fully empowered and fully connected to yourself. I'm getting, as I'm talking, that you might be very ungrounded right now, and there's this extreme need for more balance. There's this feeling of as though there's like a competition or jealousy, this sort of chaotic energy that's affecting not just the way you feel empowered, but your emotional stability. And it's as though you're sort of at rock bottom. There's a feeling of betrayal and feelings like you might be overburdened, overwhelmed, like you're carrying way too much. And the message that I'm getting from Spirit is that right now it's important for you to start delegating and not take on so much. Like let go of everything right now that you do not need to carry, and just drop it. Don't take it with you. Just let go of any of the baggage, any of the burdens that don't belong to you, because you're taking on so much. And to know that you are supported. You do have support, not just here in the physical, but in the spiritual world. You are supported, and you're being encouraged to kind of lean into that feeling to get you through this right now, because it is the end of a cycle. It is the end of a phase. So you can only go up from here is what I'm getting. But in order to really navigate this with more grace, you're being asked to recognize the support that is around you and ground yourself much more right now, particularly outside. And what I'm getting is almost through food or things that are more tangible, like scent or herbs or food that is grounding to you, like clove and cinnamon and just really earthy grounding things to get you in a more stable place right now, to help you get to the other side of this is what I'm getting. So I hope that this resonates for you.
I hope that resonates for you, Michaela. And I just want to invite everyone that is here to reach out to Dawn if you feel connected to her and you want to do some work with her. Please do reach out at healbydawn.com, and she'll be able to assist you with any additional support and readings and healing. She's also very gracious in creating grids for us. So if you were here from the beginning and you were here learning about the crystals, or even if you weren't here from the beginning but you just want to receive some of that healing from her crystal grid that she shares with us on Instagram, do go hop over on Instagram and follow her at Heal by Dawn. And if you are not following me on Instagram, please do, the Blooming Lotus Healing. Do follow me there, because I do announce all of the stuff that I have going on there as well. So I also wanted to mention that Dawn is also she created this beautiful workshop on self-love and how to use crystals for self-love, and she's going to teach you how to create a grid. Okay, and she's going to teach you some really beautiful ways to do some self-care with rituals with the crystals. So I'm going to place on the comments the link to that workshop, so that you can connect with her in that manner. So, but before we end, I kind of wanted to tell Michaela that I did see here some energies that needed to be cleared in her energy field. So, Michaela, I want to go ahead and clear this energy. There was some conflict and also some shame, some toxicity energy around you. So we're going to clear that from your energy field, okay? Because I am still tapping into your energy. And we're going to go ahead and download some blessings and energy of poise and being able to be in the energy of harmony. We're downloading that into your energy field. So I just want to invite you to take a deep breath through your nose, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay. And as I am tapped in here still, I just wanted to let you know that I do show here that there's some things that need to be cleared for you at the karmic level in regards to family life. So anything that has to do with your family life, whether it is with your own family that you are creating or the family and your family that you come from, there's some things that are karmic that you want to really address at this moment. So I highly recommend that you do some work, some past life work, as well as some ancestral work to help you with this journey of healing and expansion. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. So thank you, Spirit. Please disconnect. And one last thing I wanted to mention to all of you, I will have a circle. It's a woman's circle that I'm holding space alongside with Angelia. If you guys have been here before and you've watched the videos on how to connect to your ancestors, I am working with her on a full moon circle. So I want to invite you to join me there as well. I'm going to share here on the comments section the link so that you can join me there. We're going to be doing some healing work, some ancestral healing, as well as some Akashic record healing to help you in your journey of release. So the full moon is really great because it helps us in that journey of release. So I want to invite you to really participate. We're doing this. This is going to happen just one day. So you want to make sure that you join us. So if you want to join, here is the link. I'm posting it now. I will also post it for those of you who are watching this on the replay. I will be posting both the full moon circle for Monday, which, by the way, because I'm hosting that Monday circle, I will not be live on Instagram this Monday. But moving forward, of course, you know that I'm live on Instagram every Monday doing readings. So if you want to continue getting readings or continue getting this support, energetic support, please do reach out to me on Instagram at the Blooming Lotus Healing. Okay, but I will leave all of these links also in the description for those of you who maybe you didn't get to it maybe you couldn't get it on the comments. I will be adding it on the description of this video. So come back to this video, and on the description you'll have both Dawn's workshop that is coming up on the 24th of February, and also the Women's Circle that we're holding for the full moon this Monday, Anjali and I. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for sharing your love. Thank you, Dawn, so much for just being here and sharing so much of your gifts. Please do support our people, the people that I bring you here. Please do support them by sharing the videos, support them by sharing their website, support them by booking a session. Whatever you can at this moment, please do support, because that is what we need, more support. We are supporting you. Please do support us back. So thank you so much, and namaste, everyone. Thank you, Dawn.
Bye. Thank you.